I've decided like I no longer need to have the Kobe mentality as a fan. I want the players on the team to have the Kobe mentality. Win or bust. The ultimate goal is a championship. If you don't get that, then you got to get back in the lab. You got to get back to work. You got to work harder, blah, blah, blah. I'm a fan. So, yeah, getting a ring is amazing. Ring or bust culture is overrated, though.
This is the No Relation Podcast.
I've always liked Patrick Mahomes. I'm not a Chiefs hater. I've actually never really been like a hater of any of these dynasties. Like when the Warriors were doing it, I was never even a hater of that. I've always liked watching Steph. I've liked watching Pat. So like, I mean, it's not like a thing where.
What
like,
about LeBron?
That's different.
So that's what
And
I
he was
gonna
never.
say.
LeBron was never in a dynasty either.
Yeah, that's true.
The Heat.
He could have been, but they lasted 3 years. And they won, what, 2 rings, and that's it?
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of like we didn't get to see Jordan. It's kind of tough. It was tough to watch Steph and LeBron with my gaze because I was watching Steph through the gaze of like, fuck, like this that hurt when he would score all these shots.
Yeah.
And then when watching LeBron do what he do it, it's tough watching someone you're rooting for be great because it's like you're almost like zeroed in. That's why I like watching the Olympics, watching Steph do that shit. It was really nice to finally be on that side of shit. It's like, this motherfucker's great. This is like, is this what it feels like?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Is this what it? But it's like that watching Pat. Like it's like you're watching some shit and you're like, I gotta be honest, I don't think I'm gonna see this shit ever again. Like, when are we gonna see some shit like this? And then the only other time is like you see kind of like Jaden Daniels, and you're like, all right, maybe there's something there too, but still, it's not at the level of Pat's doing.
No, you gotta have 3 strong years as a quarterback before I think you're one of them ones, because I can't tell you how many one and done freshmen there's been in the NFL where they hit that sophomore slump and then they're just mid for the rest of their career. But they had that crazy rookie year for whatever reason.
No, I feel like Patrick Mahomes is like a once in a lifetime type of like player. I feel like, so it's like, I mean, Jaden Daniels possibly, but like that'd be like us saying like, oh yeah, Wemby's going to be like next like generational talent. He looks like it, but we don't know. I mean, a lot of things can happen in the next 5 to 10 years. So it's just like one of those things. Like I just like to appreciate and watch it like while you can. Like that's like one thing I wish I did. Like when we were watching like Steph and like maybe even like LeBron back then. Like you don't really realize you're watching like greatness or like something that's going to be like remembered now, like for like 50, 60 years from now. So like, that's one thing I'm really liking about watching Patrick Mahomes, because like we could be watching one of the greatest talents of all time when it comes to a quarterback position.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because the last couple of months, I actually finally have like reoriented how I look at the success of a team. Because like the Yankees got to the World Series and got smoked this year. And I've decided like I no longer need to have the Kobe mentality as a fucking fan. You know what I mean? I want the players on the team to have the Kobe mentality. Win or bust. If you don't get to the top, then the season's a failure. The ultimate goal is a championship. If you don't get that, then you got to get back in the lab. You got to get back to work. You got to work harder, blah, blah, blah. I'm a fan. I watched Aaron Judge hit 58 home runs and the Yankees just destroy teams all year, and it was so much fun. Same with the Knicks this year. Are they going to get a ring? I don't know. Probably not. But they've been fun as shit to watch. You know what I mean? Like, Alex, like you're watching, the Cavs are having the best year they've had since Braun was there. If they, are a second round exit because, somebody gets injured or like they just had a terrible series, whatever, you're not going to sit there and tell me that this season, this year was a failure. No, like at a certain point as a sports fan, you got to step back and just be like, look, every game is a new thing. And if I get to watch my team dominate and do really, really well, then
that's what I'm saying. And that's why I kind of hate when you watch someone that you love. Like when I watch LeBron go up in those Cavs team, or like watching the Cavs now. Like, you have expectations and stuff when you're watching it. So, like, when I'm watching the Cavs and they're not moving the ball, they're not incorporating their bigs and stuff like that, and they're losing, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You guys have a winning recipe and you guys aren't cooking with it. I mean, it's easy to coach on my couch, but, it's whatever. So, that's what I'm talking about. With Patrick, I don't have a dog in his race. If he doesn't win, all right. But if he if he does, it's like, and he does some shit that's like great. It's like, I mean, you tell me. I mean, we're not going to see anything like that for another 20 years. So, just take advantage of it. And then it's like you can tell your kid about how you're watching this shit, and maybe you could go out there and try to do it. It's just shit like that. Be happy, bitch.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because even just going back to the Knicks, I'll be goddamned if I don't enjoy the fact that our best player is a little 6'2" fucking meatball who gets all his points in the paint. Like, that's just fun to watch, man. I don't give it, all right, so say he's with the Knicks for another 8 years or something, we never get a ring. I'm not going to sit here and be like, his era was a failure, he never won us. It's like, no, he's 6'2", and he gets in the fucking paint and uses footwork to get bucket after bucket. He's going to average 30 this year. That's enjoyable. Like, I enjoy that as a fan. So, yeah, getting a ring is amazing. Ring or bust culture is overrated, though, I think, as a fan. As a fan, that's not where my priorities are at anymore.
Well,
so, yeah,
every year
Super Bowl,
there's 30 teams going into it. One team wins. And then, a lot of shows have kind of talked about it. I mean, how many teams even get to goddamn Super Bowls? How many teams get to championships? Not everybody's going to make it.
Exactly.
So,
if you're a Lions fan this year, you can't be like, oh, this year was trash. No, you actually had a fucking unbelievable year. It ain't work out the way you wanted it to.
The Bengals made it.
Yeah, exactly.
When the fuck do you guys think the Cincinnati Bengals will be in another Super Bowl? Exactly.
Arlo will be a sophomore when the Bengals have another Super Bowl run.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, I didn't say high school or college, but I just said a sophomore.